Well, the Eagles traded one quarterback this offseason, and it looks like they could be trading another quarterback this offseason. And we're going to be talking about Dallas Goedert because this finally puts the nail in the coffin that he will not be back with the Philadelphia Eagles. And we have some jersey number changes as well as they're being updated. So let's get straight into it, all my friends.
A killer buried, but not dead.
Darren, we better turn around. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. This video is sponsored by BetUS, so go check them out if you guys have not, okay? Now, we're going to be talking quarterbacks. I understand it's like, Joe, why are we talking quarterbacks? Why are we doing this right now? Well, take everything with a grain of salt. Obviously, seen a couple reports, kind of some rumblings out there when it comes to Tanner Mckee. Now, we all know that Kenny Pickett was traded to the Browns for Dorian Thompson-Robinson and a fifth-round pick, which I thought was a really good trade, and I thought that Tanner Mckee has been the better quarterback, okay? I thought he has always been the better quarterback. It's, we never seen him in these first halves to preseason games, always with the second half, always facing the third, fourth strings. I've always wanted to see Tanner Mckee against better competition on defense and to see what he's really got in the tank. We saw him in the Giants game where he almost threw 2 picks, and he played up against 2 really bad teams in 24. Let's be real here. The Dallas Cowboys had obviously, I think it was the Dallas Cowboys he had the Giants game. If I could be mistaken another game, I'm not really sure. But took over for both of those games and was fine. Want to see another offseason under his belt. But I do agree that Tanner Mckee is the better quarterback. Now with Dorian Thompson-Robinson in the building, and yes, there has been somewhat teams calling the Eagles for Tanner Mckee's services, but are they willing to pull the trigger on the trade? Now, there could be a reason why they would do it and a reason that why they wouldn't. They would because I think it would be much easier for the Eagles to put Dorian Thompson-Robinson in the same scheme as Jalen Hurts, where they have similar skill sets, okay? So every week, you have to prepare both of these quarterbacks, 2 different type of quarterbacks, okay? And I think it's going to be a lot of work for the team to do that. And, and like I said, if they could do it, then perfectly fine. There's no issue on it. But with Tanner Mckee in there, you got to change some things around because he can't do everything what Jalen Hurts can do, okay? So having Dorian Thompson-Robinson, if they decide to trade Tanner Mckee and have him as the pure backup for the 25 season, then sure, then you really won't have to change much with the offense. So that's less work on the coaching staff and what they have to do. So, it's going to get crazy. I don't know if they're actually going to pull the trigger on this. I would keep Tanner Mckee. He's got way too much value, and that's how the Eagles probably see this as well. Like, look, we can probably get another draft pick for this year. That's more ammo. Maybe not even a draft pick for 25, maybe for 26, maybe for 27. The Eagles already have 12 draft picks for 26 with 4 compensatory picks already next year, so it's going to get kind of crazy. But interesting enough to see what they're going to do. The Eagles actually tried to trade for Joe Milton from the Patriots. It actually almost happened as well. He ended up getting traded for Dallas. This wouldn't have been a bad trade at all. This is actually a really good trade for Dallas because Joe Milton's got some starting capability. He's got a good arm. Like, he could run out of the pocket. Situationally, he plays pretty good. He's pretty solid, but just needs some more work. So maybe they were charging too much. I don't know how much the Dallas Cowboys gave up for him. Probably not much, but probably not a pick. The Eagles didn't want to give up any picks for this year. We need our draft picks. So the Eagles went the other route and said, you know what, Kenny Pickett, going to the Browns, you get a 5th-round pick for Dorian Thompson-Robinson coming back to the Eagles. So I think that was a pretty good deal. And Dorian Thompson-Robinson has started a few games for the Browns, so, and he's got a similar skill set, like I said. So Tanner Mckee, what would you ask, draft compensation wise? Like I said, I don't think Howie's interested in trading him. I just think they are getting calls right now, and the Eagles are just like, you would have to really offer me something good, maybe a 4th-round pick or something like that, a little bit higher than Kenny Pickett. I would say a 4th-round pick would probably get it done, but I just don't think the Eagles are going to get rid of him. I want to see Dorian Thompson-Robinson. I want to see Tanner Mckee in another offseason, and now as the pure backup now, going to have to rely on him in some cases. Obviously, if Jalen Hurts has to take a playoff or he's not going to be out, he's going to be out for a game. Knock on wood, obviously. So I think that was really interesting. Let me know what you guys think. Now, Dallas Goedert, it just seems like, from watching the press conferences, especially at the owners' meetings, it seems like you don't have Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni kind of butting heads on this Dallas Goedert situation. They've both been PR heavy wording, okay, talking about Dallas Goedert. Not even saying that he's going to come back, but with no guaranteed money on his contract, it's even looking worse as of right now, where Arizona Cardinals Pro Bowl tight end Trey McBride, okay, is now the highest paid tight end in the league at a 4-year, $76 million deal, $43 million guaranteed, okay? And behind him, you have Juwan Johnson, 3 years, $30.7 million, $21.2 million guaranteed. Evan Ingram, 2 years, $23 million, $16.5 guaranteed. So with no guaranteed money on Dallas Goedert's contract, and these numbers are coming out from some of these tight ends, and I think Dallas Goedert deserves to get paid, and that's probably what he's looking for, and I think that's what the Eagles were figuring what the market was going to look like down the road, okay? It's not like Dallas Goedert requested a trade. The Eagles told Dallas Goedert to try to find a trade partner. And to be honest, guys, I want a good draft pick. Okay, I don't care if it's for this year, next year, the year after that. I want something in return. I understand the guy misses 5 to 7 games. I understand that. If it was up to me, I wouldn't trade him at all and try to restructure that 1-year deal and really work for that big contract for 2026 with another team when he becomes an unrestricted free agent. That would make things a lot easier. But getting rid of Goedert, I just don't want to do it because it's just a glaring hole right now. Tight end becomes a glaring hole. Safety's a glaring hole. Those are the 2 biggest positions right now that are just like, man, we really need to figure this out. I don't care how many tight ends the Eagles have brought in. They brought in 4 guys, 2 guys from free agency, 2 other guys for reserve contracts for the offseason program. But that's just not good enough for me. It's just not. I mean, without Goedert, it's just, you're going to have to draft a tight end high. I mean, how can you not? I mean, unless you're making an aggressive move in the first round. I mean, I don't know, but it's almost to a point where we have heard nothing on Goedert. It's almost to a point where it's been nil. We're hearing a couple things from Howie, a couple things from Nick, and there seems like they are on the same page. And tight ends are getting paid a lot of money right now, and Dallas Goedert's looking at that and saying, it's making the trade harder now because he's probably want to have to go somewhere, get some guaranteed. Someone's going to have to pay him some guaranteed money, or someone's going to have to. He's looking for a team that's going to acquire him and give him a big deal. I'm guessing that's what's going to happen. So, I mean, I guess we could cross our fingers and hold hope, but I'm probably not going to do that as much going forward on the Dallas Goedert situation. So it's going to be kind of nuts. Okay. Now, lastly, I want to go over some of the jersey numbers. This is the time where players are changing their jersey numbers. And so far, there's 2 players that have updated their jersey numbers so far. Dory Thompson-Robinson has changed his number to 14. And Adoree Jackson will now take Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's number 8. Okay, so those are your jersey updates. We'll update on more jersey updates going forward. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I mean, we've talked Tanner Mckee and some of the reports. Like I said, take this with a grain of salt. Don't believe everything you read, but I just kind of want to put it out there because there has been some rumblings. Like, we took a small little article that came out from Kenny Pickett right when the Super Bowl ended. There was already rumors about Kenny Pickett getting traded, and we didn't trade him for a bit, but it eventually happened, and there wasn't any promising reports. And finally, Kenny Pickett actually was traded. So you got to take these little reports with a grain of salt, but you have to say, hey, you know what? Maybe somebody knows something, and the Eagles are like, let's just try to get more draft capital. Why not? They got Dorian Thompson-Robinson now, but got to be careful, man, because you really want a substantial backup behind Hurts. God forbid anything happens, especially if he's out for a couple games or something like that. You never know what could happen. And Dorian Thompson-Robinson, I don't think is really, until I see more from him in this offseason program, he'll most likely be a camp arm, will most likely be on the practice squad. Well, probably not, because I don't know if the rules did change this year. I think you could dress 3 quarterbacks. I think the new rule is you can dress 3 quarterbacks in a game. So technically, he will be there every game day by rule. but I have to kind of check some of the other rules because I'm not really sure. But I guess we'll find out when the time comes. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. And let me know what you guys think about Dallas Goedert as well and just what direction this is going to be going in, because it's not going in a good direction. And this is a gaping, deep hole pause that I'm looking at tight end. And it's just, yeah, it's getting to that point now where you're going to have to draft someone high. Depending on what this draft capital is going to look like for Dallas Goedert, because without him missing 5 to 8 games, he's worth a good pick. He's worth a very high pick. And that's where I'm kind of at with him right now. So I guess we'll see what happens. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Eagles news every single day. And make sure you hit the like button on this video because it helps tremendously. Rumors are going to start to pour out, and more is going to be coming out, especially towards, closer to the draft as well. So you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys on the next one. Shakes, what up, follow side. Peace out, guys. Peace.